Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. So we have watched our Olympic summer athletes race and sprint and tumble to Olympic gold, but what are some of the lesser known implications of when they get back home? I'm here with Blake Christian, who's a local CPA from HCVT in Park City, headquartered in LA, local office in Park City, and you're here to talk to us about something we may not think about with Olympians, which are the tax implications of when these amazing athletes get home.
Right, and the first-time Olympians, many of them wouldn't know these rules either, but they're taxed on the actual medal that they receive, as well as the cash award that they get from the governing body.
That's what, and you just don't think about what happens when these guys get home. I mean, you just picture the training and the facilities and all that goes into it, and the expense that these athletes pay. But they've got a whole different set of challenges once they return back from these games.
Right. Right, so they get taxed on, again, for a gold medalist, they get $25,000 cash, plus the intrinsic value, the metal in the medal is about $600 for a gold, $325 for a silver, and it's only $5 for a bronze.
Well, and I saw that, and I thought that was really interesting. So the U.S. When they hand out the gold, $600 for a gold Olympic medal in terms of like the commodity prices of gold right now, and $5 for a bronze.
Right.
That just seems like it should be more. But then I looked at the open market prices you gave: $10,000 for a gold, $8,000 for a silver, and still only $5,000 to $6,000 for a bronze if they were to go and try and sell it on an open market.
Right.
So I guess for $10,000 you could have an Olympic gold of your own.
Right, but that fair market value is going to vary widely depending, obviously if it was a Michael Phelps medal, and depending on the actual event, they've gone as high as $1.3 million on the open market.
I saw it. So that was the Jesse Owens 1936 Berlin gold that sold at auction.
So the backstory,
fair enough.
Right, the backstory behind the win can really change the value of that
raise it up.
medal. Right.
Well, and I was also surprised to learn that there are cash rewards for our athletes that are given by the country, and the U.S. is not high on that list.
No, it's again $25,000 for all the hard work behind that is pretty paltry.
$25,000 for a gold.
Right.
To bring home a gold.
Right.
And think about the expense and the training and the commitment that it takes to win that gold. $25,000 doesn't seem like very much, does it?
Right. In contrast, $950,000 if you did that in Taiwan.
Unbelievable. Yeah, the top three countries. Yeah. So the top was Azerbaijan, and for a gold it said $510,000, followed by, I was really surprised, Thailand and the Philippines are the top countries, but they monetize it over, say, a 20-year span. These athletes don't come home with a check for $500,000.
Right. Yeah. Some of these other countries, and again, I don't know if it's they're protecting the winning athlete or their bank accounts, but they do pay it out sometimes
for tax
over
purposes.
20 years. Yeah. Right. And I think it's a little bit budgeting so they don't get
because maybe they can't write a check every 4 years.
Right, exactly.
For a $500,000 gold medal winner.
Right.
Well, and a lot of these athletes too, you see them on, in this country, NBC Sports, and they're being interviewed and they have this level of celebrity, but after the games, things start to sort of fade away a little bit.
Right.
And, Michael Phelps, his net worth after his first 2004 Olympics was $2.6 million. Now, obviously, he's the extreme example of a recognizable face, but after these games, his net worth, they said, jumped to $55 million. So if you are those athletes with the endorsements, the sky's the limit really for income. But what about the athletes that this is their one and only gold in a not very high profile sport?
Oh yeah, the woman that won her 5th for skeet shooting, I don't think
I didn't see that on prime time.
Right, she's probably not, she'll probably get some endorsements, but she's not going to be a millionaire as a result of that 5th gold medal. But Michael Phelps, he'll roll that into.
So the tax implications for her are a lot more of a priority, I'm sure.
Right, and one of the other things is there are offsetting a lot of these athletes, especially in the lesser known sports, paid a significant amount of their own way. The Olympic Committee does not fund. A lot of people don't realize that, but they don't fund fully maybe the skeet shooters, or in the winter sports the male ski jumpers and things, so they have to come up with their own money. So those would be offsets against these winnings. So the actual tax implications are probably somewhat minor, but they're a little bit of an annoyance once somebody figures
once they
out
get
that.
home. Yeah,
Right.
it's not over once they get on the plane to come back.
Correct.
Well, and talk a little bit about sort of the government funding of certain sports, because I know that's been in the news a lot, not necessarily in a positive light, about government getting involved in the sponsorship of certain sports and putting money towards it. But we in the US have sponsored some different athletic competitions that maybe we put a lot of money into and maybe get that one medal back, or we have waited years after facilitating and funding to have that one gold.
Right. So for winter sports, luge, we've over the last 16 years, I think, spent somewhere in the $12 to $14 million range to get one medal. It's a great sport.
It's a great
sport.
sport, absolutely.
Continue. And then another great example for the Summer Games, we just had. We had a gold medalist win the triathlon.
That was fantastic.
And she was a CPA, by the way.
A little shout out to the CPAs out there.
For a little plug. But that one we had put in $12 million over the last 16 years.
But she was the first female athlete. Was it in history to win the triathlon?
Well, the first American to
The first
win.
American female.
Yeah, she had a flat tire in London.
Literally a flat tire slowed her down.
Yeah, it's kind of tough.
Well, we were happy to see her win. But 12 million, 14 million, you think about the effort that these people go into and what they require to achieve that. And then when they come home, all of a sudden it's back to reality and they're meeting you to file their taxes.
Right.
It's an uphill battle sometimes.
Yep.
Well, it's exciting. I'm glad we got to see. I had no idea about the commodity prices of when these athletes come home. And for some reason, I always thought that a gold medal, even if you wanted to sell it, would just be worth more.
Right. And the gold and silver content of these is very, very minimal. They don't. I mean, they're huge. They keep getting bigger every year.
You can't bite them.
Right. But the gold content is.
It's not necessarily the quality does not match the effort put out to receive it.
Right. It's less than an ounce of gold in there.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
The spot price of gold is, say, $1,200, so it's got about half an ounce.
So you're not going to get much out of it.
Right.
Well, Blake, thank you. This was a whole new perspective on Olympic golds and what it means to bring them home. So I thank you so much for being here. And Blake Christian from remind me the name of your tax?
HCVT.
HCVT, the Park City tax accounting firm that's located right here in Park City. We have much more coming up in the second hour of the Mountain Morning Show, so please join us after these commercial breaks.